afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race here in the NNSCRA. Today, 18 drivers have been able to make their way into this event by either winning a race last year or this year, by finishing in the top 10 in standings at this point, or by transferring their way into the All-Star Race via the Oreo Open last week. Also, Brandon Gonzalez has made this race, becoming the fan vote winner, which he received last week at Trenton. Now, the Oreo Open, Mobile Open, Snickers Shootout, they took place at Trenton today. The All-Star races are coming at one of the most comprehensive and most exciting racetracks ever to hit the NASCAR circuit, Zen Joltis Super Speedway. As a matter of fact, Zen Joltis is where the Craftsman Car Series Championship, Season 2 Championship, will be decided. Part 1's already out. Please go over to NASCAR Stoke Motion Guys channel and check that out. It's absolutely incredible, the events that have happened already, and I can't wait for Part 2 to come out later on today or else tomorrow. Alright, so on the pole for today's race is going to be Adam Chambers. He ended up getting into this race not only by being in the top 10 standings, but he also has a win this year. He won at Infineon. He'll start alongside of Jake Rogers. Then you've got Matt Nathan. He ended up getting into this race due to winning the Oreo Open last week at Trenton. And so he'll start off in third, and starting fourth is Nick Eggleston, winless this year, but in the top 10 in the standings. Then you got Matthew Rodriguez. He took the win at Texas this year. Sean Galligan transferred in the Oreo Open. He ended up finishing second, which was the final transfer spot into this event. Harold Columbia, he took the win at Talladega. He'll start off in seventh. Starting off in eighth is James Bald. I believe Bald took a win, but I can't remember where. It may have been Dover, but I can't remember right offhand. Alright, so then Timmy Pacioli, he's got 2 Truck Series wins so far this year. He'll start off in 9th, and starting off in 10th is a driver who not only took a win this year, but also is the defending Oreo Truck Series champion, Robert Bann. Then in 11th, you've got Michael Harvey. He took the win at the season opener at Daytona. Then you've got Philip Stiller. Stiller is winless this year, but in the top 10 in standings, pretty much in the same boat as Nick Eggleston. Then you got Jordan Hester. Hester was a winner last year. He did not win a race this year, but since last year he won a race after the All-Star race of Season 1, he is in this event. And starting alongside him is Jesse Kaplan, who took his first career win as a rookie at Bullitt Super Speedway earlier this year. Adam Rose, he'll line up on the inside of row 8, and he ended up taking a win last year. If I remember correctly, he was driving the 91 that's actually starting on the outside of the front row here today, but he's in due to that fact. And then you've got on the outside of him Daniel Schwab in the 8. Schwab as well ended up taking a win last year after the Season 1 All-Star race. Then you've got Brandon Gonzalez. He's the fan vote winner that he received the award at Trenton last week. He'll line up on the inside of row 9 and to the outside, a driver who has yet to visit victory lane but is having a stellar season so far. Top 10 in the standings, John Dillon. Alright, so Zen Joltis. This is a track that we have not yet seen on the NNSCRA circuit, and there is actually some rumors circling around that it may become the track that we will hold our final races at. Obviously, last year it was at Homestead Miami Speedway, but this year it is rumored that Zen Joltis will become the racetrack that the final race weekend will take place at in Season 2 of the NNSCRA. So there's going to be 16 laps of racing. One thing we have to touch on is the fact that this is a huge, huge restrictor plate track, and this track can hold up to 6 and 7 wide racing. But the big key element in this event is that these drivers are going to have to make at least one pit stop, whether it be under caution or under green. If they do not make the pit stop, they'll be disqualified. Now here's the question. We were down working on the calculators, checking pit strategy, checking out fuel strategy. It looks like these drivers at this racetrack may be able to stretch it between laps 8 and 10. Some drivers may be able to stretch it to lap 11. However, if they do make that pit stop, it's very likely some of them may have to come back down pit road if they do not get the tanks completely full of fuel. And so that's going to be a big key in this event here today, to make sure that that fuel tank is absolutely full on that first pit stop. Adam Chambers. This is the second All-Star race he has been in. He was in it last season. He's on the pole, and he's had a pretty stellar last few races in that number 1, actually. Not to mention picking up a win at Infineon. Alright, so we have a total of 4 rookies in this race. Those rookies are Matt Nathan, Harold Columbia, Jake Rogers, who's on the outside of the front row, and also Jesse Kaplan. So we have 4 rookies and 18 drivers, so the odds are not that good that a rookie could go to victory lane here today, but you never know. This racetrack could surprise us. And if you didn't see the update I had, I am posting this before the Snickers Shootout has come out. Still waiting for Brandon Gonzalez to send me his audio commentary on that, so I decided I'd get these races going anyway for the All-Star races. And if I do get the Mobile One Cup Series All-Star race finished, that will be posted later on today. So Adam Chambers, Jake Rogers, Matt Nathan, and Nick Eggleston will get us underway. We are green here at Zenjoltas. Adam Chambers needs to guard that low line, otherwise Matt Nathan could get alongside of him. Already getting shuffled out of the groove are the 14 and the 57. That's Nick Eggleston and Robert Ban. And here comes Matthew Rodriguez to the inside for second. Look at the space you have at this racetrack. A lot of space, and here comes Matt Nathan looking for the lead. Now, another thing about this racetrack, the outside line does not always shuffle to the back. We have seen drafting be able to work where the outside line can get a run and race a driver that's on the inside line down to the stripe. But right here, Matt Nathan is in control. Not for long. Here comes Matthew Rodriguez. Nathan throws the block. There's Harold Columbia. He knows how to win at a restrictor plate track. He ended up winning at Talladega. Harvey there, the 03. He won at Daytona. And here comes Matthew Rodriguez to the inside. And Rodriguez will go to the front. You're going to see a lot of shuffling of that lead here at Zenjoltas because everybody here is on an equal playing field. Harold Columbia now to the inside. And Columbia will go to the front. You know, it's interesting just looking at a few of these rides here in this field as to the fact that other drivers were racing those rides last season. Harold Columbia is driving the number 27 that Sean Galligan drove. Actually, while we're talking about that, Jordan Hester's making a move down low for 3 wide to take the lead. But, Harold Columbia, he's driving this 27 car that Sean Galligan drove last year. And look at them, 4 wide, almost 5 wide here through this turn as Jordan Hester goes to the front. But look at Timmy Pacioli battling on the high side. He's got drafting help from the 31 of Matthew Rodriguez. Here come the 2 Schwab Racing cars. Brandon Gonzalez and Adam Rose way down low. You can see the 2 of them, the yellow cars. Ooh, wow, Adam Rose almost got to the inside of Hester. Man, that was close. Dougie Shear's not in this race, but he is on the pit box cheering on his teammates, Jordan Hester, Daniel Schwab, Adam Rose, Brandon Gonzalez. 4 Schwab Racing cars in this event. And right now, they have the top 2 spots, and 3 of them are in the top 5. Here they come fanning out down this large and wide back straightaway. And it looks like, nope, Hester's going to put the block. I thought maybe Adam Rose was going to get a run on him, and he couldn't. Look at them 4 wide back there. But you noticed Robert Ban and Sean Galligan up on that high side. Look at them. Look at the 57 and the 77. They're not losing ground that badly. I mean, if you lose ground at Daytona, you drop like a rock. Same at Talladega. But this racetrack, if you got a drafting partner, you're not going to go to the back nearly as quickly. A challenge on for the lead. Adam Rose to the front. We're about 5 laps away from what we think mathematically would be the beginning of pit stops. Some drivers might try to stretch it though. And here come the two Schwab Racing cars, 1 and 2, Adam Rose and Brandon Gonzalez, the fan vote winner. Don't forget, I think it was either last year or 2 years ago, Casey Kane was the fan vote winner in the All-Star race, and he went to victory lane, and here comes Brandon Gonzalez to the front. Coming to the inside of his teammate, leaving him out to dry, and Brandon Gonzalez going to go to the front with help from Philip Stiller and Daniel Schwab. You know, we were talking about Philip Stiller, Nick Eggleston, John Dillon. They're in the top 10 in standings, but yet to pick up a win. It would be a non-points win, but I'm sure these guys would love to be able to go to victory lane here in the All-Star race. Because remember, if you do win this race, you're automatically qualified in for next year's All-Star race, regardless of where you finish in the standings, regardless of whether you have a win, or regardless of whether or not you are a defending champion. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide. Nope. Philip Stiller's going to block Matt Nathan, and he's going to take the front all to himself. Matt Nathan coming back up to the front here. You know, Matt Nathan was kind of hoping that the All-Star race would take place at NNSCRA headquarters Trenton because he would have a one-up on the rest of the field. He's raced there before. The rest of these guys really hadn't. And so it would have given him a little bit of an advantage. But here at Trenton, all these drivers are on an even playing field. Michael Harvey coming back up the front. There's Sean Galligan coming up the inside in that Mobile 1 Dodge. Remember, we saw him just about maybe 3 laps ago up on that high side, rim riding it with Robert Ban. Both of them have found the inside line now, and they're trying to work their way up to the front. Seeing Sean Galligan and John Dillon working together, I'm surprised Timmy Pacioli and Dillon, or Timmy Pacioli and Galligan, those three have not worked together. They're from the MFN PRA racing team, and they are teammates. Back to the front comes Matt Nathan. And look at them, they're 5 wide down this back straightaway. But they settle it out when they get into this turn. Ooh, Galligan! Tried to get to the inside of Matt Nathan, couldn't do it. This is a pretty good battle here, actually, for second. But now it's going to turn into a battle for the lead. And Matt Nathan has no drafting help. Look at Galligan shooting it up the middle, with help from John Dillon. Holy mackerel, look at that move that Galligan made. I can't believe that he did that. And here's Jesse Kaplan right there on that inside line, that Home Depot Toyota Tundra. Oh, Galligan led that lap by just a splitter. But talking about Jesse Kaplan, he's had a pretty stellar season. Picked up a win at Bullitt Super Speedway. And now he's in his first All-Star race. As are Harold Columbia and Jake Rogers. Let's step aside for a commercial break, come back. Welcome back to the Oreo Truck Series All-Star race. Right now we're in a dead heat between Robert Ban up and down low, Sean Galligan up high, and John Dillon trying to rim ride and get a run on the high side. And we are pretty close now to ending up hitting green flag pit stops. We have not had a caution come out, although we really didn't expect a caution here in this race or a wreck, because these guys, they have a lot of room to race, and really they shouldn't be wrecking each other, especially early on in this event. But Robert Ban is out in front, defending champion of the Oreo Truck Series. Jesse Kaplan now going to move into second. Jordan Hester there into third. And we're trying to get reports on when these guys are coming down pit road. We've been hearing the report somewhere between lap 8 and 9, pretty much, is when everybody's going to come down. And there's Jesse Kaplan down to the inside. Rookie this year, picking up his first career at Bullet Super Speedway, as we mentioned earlier. He's to the front, bringing along Jordan Hester. And Kaplan's coming down pit road, it looks like. He is indeed, along with Matthew Rodriguez and Philip Stiller. Green flag pit stops have begun. Kaplan, Rodriguez, and Stiller all coming down pit road here on lap 7. This is a little bit early from the reports we were hearing, but you never know. So Jesse Kaplan actually gives up the lead. He would have led that lap at the line, but instead he decides to come down pit road. Here goes Rodriguez. Here comes Stiller. They're going to come into their pit boxes. This is a good pit stall for Jesse Kaplan. He's got plenty of space to be able to get out. So that's going to move the lead over to Adam Chambers now. Chambers, Nathan, and then a battle for third between Jordan Hester and Nick Eggleston. Look at Matt Nathan trying to move up to the high side there. Thinks better of it, stays in line. And now we're going to be hitting lap 8. We'll see if anybody else is going to come down pit road. Matt Nathan down to the inside now. He'll try going back for the top spot. Nathan's been up at the front all day long, really. He hasn't led this whole race, but seems like whenever he falls to the back, he comes back up to the front. And he's coming to pit road. Holy cow, look at this gaggle of cars. There's got to be at least 9 cars coming down pit road. Nathan, Hester, Columbia, Bald, Pacioli, Dillon, Jake Rogers. See who else is coming down. There's a lot of them. Adam Chambers still out in front. Michael Harvey also coming down, and also coming down pit road. I believe that's Brandon Gonzalez in the 82. Hester, Columbia, Bald, Rogers, Pacioli, Dillon, Harvey, and Gonzalez. Lead will shuffle over to Adam Chambers now. So now we got 6 cars left to pit. See if they're going to all come in this lap. Now here's the thing I'm wondering. If they do equal pit stops and everything, are they all going to come out and be one big group again? Chambers with the lead still. He, Eggleston, Galligan, Ban, they all have to come down pit road. Here they come. Adam Rose coming down as well. Dana Schwab, Robert Ban's going to stay out. Is this wise strategy by the 57? Trying to stretch it for another lap. He'd be the only one to make it to lap 10 if he does make it. Chambers, Eggleston, Galligan, Rose, and Schwab. They're coming down pit road, though, for their routine pit service. Of course, Adam Chambers going to have that first pit stall to his advantage. So Robert Ban is the new leader. And obviously he'll probably be down next time by. I would certainly think. I'd be very surprised if Robert Ban tried to stretch it for 2 laps. But here's my question. If Robert Ban pits and he comes out all by himself, is he going to lose the draft? Is he going to end up having that cost him? Because, you know, these guys are coming in groups. They'll be able to draft together and maybe catch up to another group, but there's Chambers on pit road, and they're slow on his pit stop. He's not off pit road yet. Here he comes. He's going to lose a ton of positions. And there's the new leader, Robert Ban. All by himself. And I highly question the strategy of this, but you never know. And here he is indeed coming down pit road. Defending champion of the Oreo Truck Series coming down pit road for his routine pit service. And it looks like that's then going to hand the lead over to this battle between Harold Columbia and Matt Nathan. James Bald, John Dillon, and Jordan Hester in the mix. And look back there, there's that second group. Nick Eggleston, Sean Galligan, they're starting to merge in. Adam Chambers has lost the draft back there. The one car. Yeah, he's lost the draft. He's not caught up to the draft. This is not good for the one. See how far back he is right there. That's not a good thing for that one car right now, I tell you that. He's got to hope these guys continue to race each other so that way he can maybe be able to catch up to them again. Right now, what he really needs is a drafting partner. Look at how far back he is from the rest of the field there. That's a big problem for the one car, the guy who was actually leading this race for a while. But James Bald, he's to the inside of John Dillon. Matt Nathan there as well, Jordan Hester. And now Sean Galligan helping that second group get up into this group. So we've already gone through a green flag pit stop. Don't know, though, if anybody's going to have problems in the closing stages here as far as fuel is concerned. Did these drivers all get their tanks completely full of fuel? Ooh, just saw Timmy Pacioli there get into Matthew Rodriguez shoving up the racetrack, but we're still green. Harold Columbia still out in front. He's received some challenges but been able to hold them off. He's had John Dillon for pretty much a drafting partner for a while. Now here comes a challenge from James Bald, and he's got company down low helping him. Side by side, James Bald and Harold Columbia. They're still at a dead heat. And this is what I was talking about. The outside line does not always fall to the back immediately. If there's a drafting partner, they're able to battle it back up high. And we just don't seem to not see Matt Nathan in the top 5 at all. He's always up there. And he's there on that inside line, second on that inside line. This group of cars started out as 6 after green flag pit stops were made, and now it's up to about 12. Actually, it's up to 14 cars. James Bald going to go to the front now. This time, it looks like. He still has Matt Nathan as his drafting partner. Let's see where some of these guys are running. Oh, sorry about that. That made a pit stops earlier. Or later, rather. Robert Bann, he's all by himself. He lost the draft. That was not good pit strategy by the 57 team. And there's Adam Chambers a long ways back as well. So these two, if they could get together and draft, but they're about maybe a full 3 seconds behind each other. Back up to the front. We're on lap 12 of 16. We got a total of 5 to go. Here comes Sean Galligan, third on that inside line. Galligan will be in the Mobile One Cup Series All-Star race, but instead of driving the 77, he's now moved over to the number 84 for Red Bull Racing in the Mobile One Cup Series. So we'll see how that plays out. Here come the two Schwab Racing cars to the inside now. Adam Rose and Brandon Gonzalez. You know, really a guy we haven't talked about all day, but he's been up in this group as well, as Nick Eggleston in that 14. Eggleston is winless this year, but he is in the top 10, and he's been up here at the front as well for most of this race. He's doing a great job. And Eggleston trying to be a championship contender in the Oreo Truck Series. He's been a very consistent driver there this season. Back to the front comes our Oreo Open winner, Matt Nathan in the 21. Remember last season that 21 was driven by Mark George, and if memory serves me correctly, that 21 was in the All-Star race that season because Mark George ended up winning a race weekend, I believe it was at Phoenix in Season 1. Matt Nathan, of course, getting into this all-star race because of winning the Oreo Open last week, but nonetheless, that same ride is here in the Oreo All-Star Race, and here we go, 3 wide for the lead. Adam Rose in the middle, Brandon Gonzalez down low. And Matt Nathan all of a sudden is shuffled to the back, and they're 4 wide almost for the lead. Brandon Gonzalez, the fan vote winner, moving his way up to the front, right alongside, door to door with his teammate. The same paint schemes for himself and Adam Rose out of Schwab Racing. Philip Stiller, Jesse Kaplan now suddenly showing themselves up at the front. They'll cross the stripe. We got a total of 3 laps to go, folks. Doesn't seem like we've run 14 laps. It's because this track is so large, so long. But one of these drivers is going to clinch themselves a spot into next year's All-Star race and pick up the pretty hefty $1 million check. Just to let you know, folks, for all your NNSCRA top highlights, news, and stats, head over to www.nnscra.yolasite.com, the official NNSCRA webpage. Still, Brandon Gonzalez continues to lead here. He's got a fellow Toyota Tundra behind him in Philip Stiller, and then another Toyota Tundra, actually, in Jesse Kaplan. So Toyota emerging here late in the Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race, and now looks like Brandon Gonzalez may get a challenge from Philip Stiller. Can he slide down in front? Yes, he can. Haven't talked much today about Timmy Pacioli in that 33. He's there in the middle, currently running unofficially in the 7th position. He's got 2 Truck Series wins this year. And, oh, pit stops. At the final closing laps, cars are coming down pit road. Brandon Gonzalez, Philip Stiller, Jesse Kaplan, and Matthew Rodriguez all pitting. These may be drivers that were not able to get their tanks completely full of fuel. So now the lead's going to shuffle over to Matt Nathan. Here in the closing stages, 4 drivers having to come down pit road. Will that mean these drivers will have to? Matt Nathan still out in front. He's trying to go for an all-star sweep. He won the Open. He wants to win the all-star race. Nick Eggleston, though, trying to go for his first win of Season 2, even though it would be a non-points win. He forges a hold to the inside, and here comes Eggleston. Michael Harvey trying to get to victory lane once again. Last time he was victory lane was the very first race of Season 2 at Daytona, rather. Where did I get Martinsville from? We have 2 to go, folks. When they come around this time, they're getting the white flag. What's going to happen? Can Eggleston make it on fuel? Can Rogers make it on fuel? Here comes some more cars. Harold Columbia and Jordan Hester. They're coming down pit road. They will not be able to make this race on that last tank of gas. White flag is in the air. It's for Nick Eggleston, who is battling side by side with Matt Nathan. Jake Rogers is there. James Bald is there. Daniel Schwab is there. Sean Galligan, Timmy Pacioli, Adam Rose, John Dillon, Michael Harvey, and then these 2, Eggleston and Nathan. That's the group that is here. It's going to come down to 10 drivers to decide this race. Eggleston out in front. Jake Rogers going to look low. James Bald coming down low as well. Bald, now it's a battle 3 wide for second. Eggleston going to try and block all 3 lines. Can he win this thing? James Bald tries the high side. Cannot make the move. Now has to give way to Daniel Schwab down low. Here comes James Bald to the inside. Bald gets a run. But he has no drafting help. Now he does. Daniel Schwab and Jake Rogers going to come up, and James Bald has just gotten by Nick Eggleston. Here they come, out of the final turn, folks. Down to the stripe. Bald, Schwab. Bald throws a major block on Schwab and wins the race. He's out of fuel. James Bald wins this race on fumes. Are you kidding me? James Bald just won this race on fumes. He's now coming down pit road, so is John Dillon. But James Bald is the Season 2 Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race winner. I cannot believe what I just saw. James Bald made a last-minute move and held off Daniel Schwab with a major block. That was an incredible block. And he comes down, wins this race on fumes. Let's go back and look at a replay of that finish. Alright, now watch this. They're coming down to the line here. Daniel Schwab is on the inside, but look at Bald. Turns a dead left. I cannot believe he was able to... Look at that! I cannot believe he was able to put that move on Daniel Schwab and hold off Schwab right there. That was incredible. And James Bald is your Season 2 Oreo Truck Series All-Star Race champion. He'll pick up the $1 million check, and he has clinched himself a spot into next year's All-Star Race. Let's take a look at the finishing order of this exciting event here today at Zenjoltis. Man, I can't wait for the Mobile One Cup Series race.